Hey everybody, I'm Scotty J. You are watching Rock Titan Music Television. Got a great guest with us today, someone that I've been looking forward to talking to actually for quite a while. We were supposed to catch up over a year ago, if you can believe it. But here we are in the beginning of 2019, so there's no time like the presence. We have with us the drummer from the band Otherwise, Brian Medeiros. Brian, how you doing, brother?
Oh, dude, so good.
Yeah, so you're out there in Park City, Utah, huh?
Basically all over, man. Like, I live in Salt Lake Valley, but I'm always all over.
Right, right on,
Park
right
City,
on.
beautiful ski town, so.
Okay, all right. Well, everybody knows you as the drummer from Otherwise, of course. But you were just out yesterday on a photo shoot, yeah? Doing some of your photojournalism, videography work?
Yeah. I'm doing a lot more with that. It's something that's pretty new to me. I've only been doing drone stuff for about a year, and that was mostly just because I thought it was cool. It was neat to see everything from a different perspective. I'm always out adventuring, even on tour. Like, I brought it on tour, and when we have downtime, I'll just go fly it around and see everything from up in the sky, But recently, over the last 4 months, pretty much since we've been home from tour, I got a DSLR and started taking pictures and making it a thing, and I'm totally hooked.
Okay, all right. No, that's cool. Now, what kind of a camera do you like to use? Are you a Canon guy, or what do you use?
Canon, yeah. I have a 5D Mark IV. So it's Canon's always been the pinnacle of whenever I've thought of photography before I even really knew anything about it or cared about it. I just always saw Canon as like the pinnacle and everything. So when I was looking into cameras, I did my research, but everything seemed to lead to Canon. So.
Gotcha. So drumming for Otherwise just isn't exciting enough for you. You also got to go spend your time, as a videographer, photographer. No, that's cool. And I definitely want to talk about that a little bit more so everyone can go out and check out, your portfolio and see some of your work. But I thought it was really interesting, as I look over the history of Otherwise, and you've only been with them since 2016. However, your history with Adrian and Ryan actually goes back quite a bit further than that, if I'm not mistaken. How did that all happen? How long have you been friends with these guys?
So actually, before Soldiers came out, before they were kind of doing big things and ready to blow up and do what they're doing, I saw a post from Chris Howarth from In This Moment. It said an up-and-coming band from Vegas is looking for a drummer, and they had the relationship with the boys because Adrian did The Promise.
Right on.
And so I checked it out, and I was like, it's pretty cool. And, I was like, why not? And so I submitted my stuff and started talking to them. And we were talking for a month or so and sending videos back and forth. I was learning their songs, practicing them every day. And it came up that I wasn't even 21 at that point, and living in another state didn't really make sense for them. So they went with somebody local. It was a great drummer,
Right.
And then since I felt like it was close, I was like tasted something so close, and then watched him blow up and do all these festivals and all these tours and all these music videos. And me, just as a young kid, I was like, "That's awesome!" And I was so close. So
right on. Well,
and
timing is everything. Timing is everything. So obviously, you didn't catch on with Otherwise, when they were first making it big, but. Now that you guys have wrapped up everything you've been doing with Sleeping Lions, great album, by the way, love it. Love the official music video on there. And I got to ask you, with your videography skills and photography skills, did you have anything to do with the official music video with the Sleeping Lions?
I didn't. That was before I really had a passion for it, really before I really cared about, not that I didn't care, but just before I realized that I cared about video and photo stuff. So looking back at it, though, I appreciate the quality that they had and just the gear that they had. And I remember just still in contact with those guys and love the work they're still putting out. So
right on. Now, from the time that you first met, Adrian and Ryan, going back now to the time where you actually were the guy, on the drum kit for Otherwise. Were you in regular communication with those guys? Had you maintained a friendship, or was it one of those things where, you met them way back in the day, then all of a sudden the opportunity, became available, and then you hit him up again and was like, oh yeah, I remember you.
Yeah, that's kind of more of how it went. Is I was just a fan, I was like, these guys are pretty cool, and it's a close thing. And then when the opportunity came up again, I reached out to Ryan. I was like, hey man, I don't know if you remember me or anything, but this is what I've been up to over the last few years, and sent him some videos and the opportunities that I had within that time. And he got back to me pretty quick, and he was saying that I'd kind of been on their radar for the last few years, and that meant a lot that he knew of me. I was like,
Wow.
oh wow, they're famous. They got that Soldier song, man.
That's cool, man. That is really, really cool.
Yeah, and so I never had an official audition or anything. We just kind of started doing stuff.
Sweet. So what did you do before you joined on with Otherwise? What kind of work were you doing?
Local bands.
Yeah.
Trying to force something that I created to be something, and can't totally rely on other people.
Okay. All right.
Now, in it, but don't have the drive for it.
Right on. Now, I know we have some mutual friends in common, and I don't usually name drop, but, they're part of the Rock Titan family. So, my good friend, Mr. Dubois, I know you know him, the drummer from Voodoo Prophet.
Yeah.
Does your relationship predate Otherwise, or did you meet him as you were, just drumming with Otherwise, you guys caught up and everything like that?
Just as I met as I started doing stuff with Otherwise, that's kind of how big whole family, I guess, the music industry family is because of Otherwise. I've met so many incredible people. Because I've been out in Utah doing stuff, and mostly in the western area, known some music people. But
okay, all right, and then of course we've got our Rock Titan photojournalist Ambler Irby. I know you've had a chance to meet her, and she got you guys. I guess it was the last big show you did of 2018 with Sevendust down in Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Now, had you guys ever played with Sevendust before, or was that the first time?
I'm thinking with me, and then them as Otherwise. Otherwise has played with Sevendust before, but that was my first time.
But with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, did you know any of the guys in Sevendust prior to your time with Otherwise?
I had met Morgan when they were playing in L.A. We went out to the show and hung out with them for a little bit. And Morgan's a beast. He's a legendary drummer, so it was really cool to meet him. And Clint, actually, we wrote a couple songs on Sleeping Lions with Clint.
Oh, no kidding.
Okay. Yeah. And so kind of have a relationship with him. And when he was playing with Seether, we played a festival with them in Indiana, so it was cool to see him. So we see these guys around. Nice. But that was my first time actually playing with Sevendust, which was killer.
All right. Yeah. No, those guys I know are some favorites up here in the Philadelphia region where I'm at. But yeah, that's cool that you brought up how you caught up with Clint when he was playing with Seether, because I actually got to go see him with Seether over in Lancaster. So that was kind of neat, seeing him stand in. I thought he did a great job. It's funny. I was actually joking with him because he was playing out at the Chicago Open Air, and I got to talk to him out there. I'm like, man, I don't know. Sevendust getting a little worried. They might be losing your talents to Seether there. And, we laughed about it and whatnot. But obviously he's doing great things with Sevendust. So in terms of the collaboration that, Otherwise has had with Clint, I know that you guys have basically wrapped up the Sleeping Lions touring. You guys aren't supporting that anymore. We kind of talked about that a little earlier. In terms of what we can be looking for from Otherwise heading into 2019, is there new material in the works right now, and might there be any more collaboration with other artists on that album?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been kind of off tour for the last 4 months or something, basically since I got my camera. I got home and got my camera. But we've just been writing, we're on a new label, so we're really trying to hone in this new sound and the next direction for Otherwise. It's still going to have the Otherwise integrity, but it's going to elevate us into something that new fans can love, and that we can retain our old fans. And some people love it, some people hate it, but that's just how it goes. We got to write for the fans, but still be creative. We can't write the same album over and over and over again. So
sure.
But yeah, we've been writing just over that last time. The boys are actually in Nashville right now. doing some collaborations with Clint and with Keith Wallen for Breaking Benjamin, and a couple other killer songwriters. So making moves, man.
Very cool. Now, do you have anything to do with the writing process yourself? Have they involved you in that creative side of it?
Yeah, it's pretty collaborative.
Okay.
If I have ideas for lyrics or melodies or of course drum stuff, I don't play anything else, so it's usually awkward for me to be like, hey, this guitar riff, maybe like you kind of like voice it and sound ridiculous, but they usually pick up on one.
Right on.
No, they're great, and it's super collaborative, and studio time's coming up soon, and that's my favorite time.
Okay. Now, where do you guys do your studio time? Because obviously you guys are spread out. I guess Adrian and Ryan are there in Vegas, and you're out there in Utah. Yeah?
Yeah, Tony's out in Vegas as well.
Okay.
So I'm the only one that's transplanted out. But Vegas has become a second home to me. And we recorded Sleeping Lions in Los Angeles with Bob Marlette.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We've done a couple acoustic EPs, one we did in Vegas and one we did in Illinois. So kind of all over. We're not really sure where we're going to be recording this next one, though. Hopefully in Vegas, just because it's their home and it's a second home to me and makes things a lot easier. But it might be in Arizona, it might be in LA, it might be in Florida. Who knows? We don't know quite yet, but it's coming soon.
Right on. Now, do we have a name for this new album yet? Are we that far along, or we really are in the preliminary stages at this point?
It's still pretty preliminary. Like, we're trying to take our time with it, just to make it right, So there's probably about 25 demos that we have that we're kind of sifting through and trying to find the strongest of that, and collaborating with just the label and with our management and seeing what they think, and just really trying to strengthen this as much as we can.
All right. Well, it's interesting now that you're so immersed in the band. You've been with them for a few years now, working on this next record, and then you've got your other artistic side with the photography and the videography. You think there's any chance you might be leveraging that skill set at all with this new album that you guys are going to be working on?
Probably, yeah. Like, I did a music video for on the last acoustic EP we did, From the Roots Volume 2. There's this really heartfelt song about their cousin Ivan Patrick, who passed away in a tragic motorcycle accident. So that song was written, the Ballad of Ivan Patrick was written about him, and it's been one that the boys have sat on for years. They didn't want it to be released under a label to where the label owned part of it. So that was an independent release that we did, so that was the time to write it and record it and put it out into the world. And I was fortunate enough, they trusted me enough to do a video for it, which is all shot, finalized the edits a couple weeks ago. We've just been getting ready, gearing up to release it. So it's exciting that I've done a music video for Otherwise already. So going into this new album cycle, there's going to be a lot of content that I'm super excited to create, and it's going to be elevating us on as many levels as we can,
Very, very cool. Now, with your videography, do you use the DSLR that you also do your regular photography with? Do you use the same equipment?
Yeah, I got, when I was looking at cameras, they range all over, and I did as much research as I could since I was super, super novice at it. And the 5D Mark IV is pretty industry standard for photo and video. And I definitely worth the investment to get something that's quality that will reflect in my branding and the quality I'm putting out for Otherwise and just in general. So yeah, I use that for a lot of the handheld stuff, and then of course the drone as much as I can, just because it's fairly new. It's the drones have been around for the last few years, of course, but yeah, it's still just kind of a wow thing to have, at least to me, and to several other people. And I think it's kind of a wow thing to have that perspective and to have those kind of shots. It looks more cinematic and incredible. So
that drone work is awesome, and I've seen some of your stuff. Where's the best place for everyone to go to check out your portfolio, both your photography and your videography?
I have this website through a company that does prints and everything, and I've kind of utilized it as a portfolio for the models and portrait stuff that I've done, as well as for just the adventures that I go on. And it's brianmedeiros.shootproof.com.
Okay.
So you can check some stuff out, and any adventure stuff, if you like any of it, you can put it on your wall, man. It's kind of cool. There's been a lot of great amazing, surprising support from people all over the world for what I do, and it's kind of because I do it. It started out just as a passion. I didn't do it. I don't want to make money from it or whatever.
Right.
And so when I started incorporating it into more of a business thing, to where I'm making money from photos and stuff, I didn't want that to taint the purity and the heart and the magic of what it meant to me, and capturing that moment that will never be the same forever. So when other people connect with that and they want to display it in their home, that's kind of amazing. It means so much to me.
That is cool. Now, can you ever see yourself maybe doing a little bit more on the music side of the industry and leveraging your, videography and your photography skills in that space? Like, have you done any music video work for other bands other than Otherwise?
I did a photo shoot for the band Wayland. Love those guys.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And I did shoot some video for Like a Storm as well. They haven't released the video yet. I don't know if I'm even supposed to say that. They didn't say I could.
It's all good, man. Hey, breaking news is good stuff. This is good. This isn't a bad thing.
Yeah. So that was a few months back, and that was exciting to work with those guys. They're bunches of fun. So that's the only two other music things I think I've really done. But I'm looking to do more.
All right.
Not sure about concert photography, but I think video stuff and photo shoots are fun.
Well, the place where you belong is up on stage behind the drum kit anyway, right?
Exactly. It's weird going to shows. I love supporting my friends and everything, but man, just need to be on stage.
Right? Yeah, I mean, speaking of, your drumming style, man, you're wild. You're very animated up there. Some drummers are a little more, a little stoic, a little more, classic style and stuff like that. But you, man, you're your long hair and boom, everything's just all out there. How many drumsticks do you go through in a given set? Like, do sticks fly out of your hand very often?
Yeah. I'm always trying to challenge myself, and that's where all that comes from. Like, songs are, I challenge myself enough in the song writing, but I write for the song, not for myself. I don't want to just be slamming all over everything. But, so I find ways to challenge myself creatively with my performance. I get as solid as I can with the song, and I'm like, where can I throw my hair around? Where can I throw sticks? Where can I twirl stuff? Where can I stand up? I try to be as visually entertaining as possible with it, and I don't always catch the sticks. It's not always in the same spots. I'll play around with it, live. It's rock and roll, and just keep it loose and keep it fun. And sometimes it gets sloppy, and sometimes it drops sticks. And Tony always makes sure to point me out and call me out when I drop a stick and stuff on stage. But it's all good fun,
That's funny. So, do you actually choreograph like kind of the what you do when you're behind the drum kit? It's not so much improv as it is planned out. Is that right?
Kind of both, really.
Okay.
Like there's some parts that I know I need to be more focused on my hands or whatever, so I can't be doing weird shit. But there's a lot that it's funny. Like, I'll try to record most of my shows just so I can look back and see what I can improve on or whatever. And there's a lot of times where I'll do something, I don't realize I do it in the moment, but then watching it back, I'm like, how did I do that? And so then I look at that, I'm like, I need to incorporate that more because that's pretty cool. So a little bit of both, really.
All right.
I don't break a whole lot of sticks. Like when they get to the point where they start to fray a little bit, then I'll just give them out. Just because when they fray, then they catch in my hair, and then I have huge chunks of myself on my stick.
Yeah, well, I know you are a twirler up there, but how many backups do you take with you? Like when you're playing live, how many backup sticks do you usually take?
For on tour, I'll take several bricks. It depends on how long we're out and everything, but I usually give out a pair or two per night, unless it's like a festival, and it's bigger, so I want to give as many out as I can. But ProMark's been really, really good to me, and I love those guys, and so even like drum heads and stuff, I try to change them out every week or two, and Adrian's been doing some awesome work on them, like some artwork he'll draw on them.
Oh, so. Cool. Now, have you ever been in a situation? Have you ever been in a situation where you were playing live where you actually ran out of sticks, or you damaged some of your equipment? You had to improvise in some other way to get through, almost like with the guitars busting a string, and then he's got to change it out real quick. Obviously, it's a little bit different as a drummer. Has anything like that ever happened to you?
Fortunately, no. And
right.
By saying that right now, I'm sorry, I just jinxed myself.
Man, we did. We just jinxed you.
But I always have a backup snare next to me. That's the most likely head to break because, like I said, I change them out fairly regularly just to keep the sound, keep the tone that I need, as well as just keep them fresh so they're not likely to break.
Right.
And sticks, I don't usually break them. Sometimes there's a flaw or whatever, but usually I just drop them. And so that'll kind of halt things for a sec while I grab one next to me. But fortunately, no major issues.
Good man.
Yeah.
Good man. Well, I know you are very busy, and you got a long day ahead of you. I really appreciate your time, Brian. It has been great talking to you. Parting thoughts, as we head into 2019 here, obviously we touched on the fact that you guys are working on some new music. Are there any specific dates that anyone can be looking forward to? Come spring, summer, any specific tours that you guys are going to be involved with? Any cruise ships like we were talking about earlier? I know you were saying Ryan's going to be going on Shipwreck here, I guess.
There's some killer things in the works with this new label that we're on, with this new album that we have coming out. Nothing that I can really say yet.
Okay.
But we do have a show in Vegas, actually. When is it? February 1st for Kill Pop.
Okay.
They're doing an event, so we're going to be doing a show at Triple B's. So it'll be a good time, but that's kind of all that I can say of what we have planned right now. The biggest focus is writing, and then there's going to be some pretty cool things happening.
All right. So it's under wraps. I understand. Brian, you're killing me, man. But no, thank you. It's been great hanging out with you. I know you got some things to now clean up. But everybody, you're watching Rock Titan TV. I'm Scotty J here with the drummer from Otherwise, Brian Medeiros. Brian, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
All right, man. We're out.